Hello, hello. I want to introduce you to a dear friend, a colleague, and someone we're working on many business projects with. And so I want to introduce you to Robert Butwin. He's a master networker. So if you all are new to sales, new to marketing, you want to listen to what he has to say. So over to you, Robert.
Super. I started networking in 1984. I've become a full-time networker ever since 1990, September 7th. That's when I decided to walk away from a secure job. And the key in networking and how I look at it, networking is a bridge to creating the kind of impact that you aspire to. It doesn't matter where you meet somebody, what platform you meet them, if you're using AI or not. Either way, it comes down to that human to human connection. So typically and normally, and by the way, if you think that you've got to be an extrovert to be a networker, that's wrong. My wife would tell you I'm an introvert. But what I've learned is I'm a situational extrovert because I realize the key to success is developing the right relationships. So every time I meet somebody, I go in with understanding three C's and three D's. The three C's, and you take a look at everything that's happening in the world. The first C is confused. There's a lot of confusion. All you have to do is look at what's happening. I don't have to say anything more than that. The second C is most people are challenged. They're figuring out what they need to do to get to where they want to be, the next level, whatever that is. The third C is certainty. And this is the key to networking. When I started networking, I realized I wanted to have a strong team around me. You want to stay in your highest income producing activities, which is getting your message into the right audience or finding somebody else like Elizabeth and her husband Elton that can package your information, package your messaging, get into the right audience so that you can stay focused on what it takes to run your business. So the key in developing the right team, and if you don't know me yet, I love acronyms. And the acronym for team, together, everybody achieves mastery. You want the right people around you. So my whole thing when I meet somebody, because I've got the right team, I can guide them to somebody that can handle the things that they need. So then, as it relates to networking, I start by focusing on three Ds. The first D, whenever I meet them, no matter where I meet them, is I want to know what they do, but more importantly, what they're doing to take what they do to the next level. Because I realize that most people are not talking to enough of the right people. So if you're meeting somebody on social media or if you're meeting somebody in a networking event, and I do a lot of networking, even though I don't need to anymore, I need to based on the fact that how can I tell other people or suggest to other people they do something I'm not doing? So you want to know your numbers and consistently talk to people and focus on how you can develop the right people around you, become the right resource for other people. So the key, the first D is understand what they do, what they're doing. The second D, as it relates to somebody else, is determination. Are they sincerely determined to take their messaging to make that positive impact where they want to make that impact based on whatever they're doing. What I've come to the understanding is there's a lot of wannapreneurs in the marketplace. And I know none of you want to be a wannapreneur. You want to get your message and you want to make a positive impact. But there's a lot of people that are not going to do the things necessary. I remember I walked off of stage once and somebody asked me a simple question. Was it easy? I'm not going to tell you success is easy. What I can tell you is it's worth it when you break through whatever you need to break through. Because, the point is, people are waiting to hear the message that you have to bring, that you have to offer. Because again, it goes back to a lot of people are confused, a lot of people are challenged, and you can make a difference. I take a look at my life purpose. Originally it was to make a lot of money. I made a lot of money. Now it's to make, to live a life of meaning based on being of value to other people. So the point as far as networking, the question you want to take a look at is your net working when you're networking. Are you talking to enough people? Do you have a systematic approach when you're networking so that things don't fall between the cracks? And the only reason I can talk about that is in March of 2020 when the world changed. What I actually did is I would have these conversations with people. I show up with tremendous value, no follow up. So I created a system. And the system is to shape your strategy, an acronym, shape your strategy to execute and multiply. But the point of everything is I made the commitment. I've been happily married for 41 years. I made the commitment to my wife as we were dating and we were walking across from where we lived. I said to her, there's nothing or nobody that's going to stop me succeeding. Here's the good news. As it relates to what's going on today, I really believe without a doubt that it's easier to become successful than any other time in history. Now, that has its own challenges, but I take a look at when I started in 1984, the amount of money I spent on personal growth. Now, if you know where to look, you can get it all for free. Then you've got technology and AI. But this is why you need strong team members, people like Elizabeth and Elton, who have got the insight, the wisdom that will allow you to do the highest income producing activities, which is making those human connections. So the point of everything is there's never been a better time to ultimately take your message and make a powerful impact. And with that, my name is Robert Butwin. What I really want you to know is when you connect with Robert, you will do nothing but win.
Fantastic. And I'll make sure that you have Robert's calendar link if you want to set up a meeting with him and talk to him as well. So we are so delighted to have all of you here. And I'm going to bring Elton on. We had some problems getting on earlier, so we're doing a makeup day on Thursday at 3 p.m., 2 p.m. for Joanne. And I'm going to just invite you all back because we started late. And then what we'll do is we'll reconvene next month. Robert will be the keynote speaker on the 22nd, and I'll work with Robert on a whole event. We're going to do a master class, so it will be like a training, and so I'll work with him on that, and so you don't want to miss that as well. But meanwhile, we're doing a makeup day on Thursday, so if you're available, Linda, do you want to try your sound or you want to come back next week? Let's try. Give it a shot.
Is it? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes.
Oh,
Okay.
wonderful, wonderful. I don't know why that happens. Technology.
I
It,
know, I know. All right, so let's record you then. Okay, hold on. Let me stop recording.